Hiya. This video was made by the funded Proposers Subcircle, and it's to show you how to flag an inadequate assessment on your proposal. If you're not 100% sure what flagging is, it's just another layer of quality control for assessments that proposers can do. It just means that you're bringing it to the attention of the veteran proposal assessors that you found an assessment on one of your proposals that doesn't meet the guidelines and that you think it should be filtered out. It's important to note that the veteran proposal assessors don't have to agree with you necessarily. They might decide to not filter out something that you flagged if they don't agree. And it's also important to note that flagging is not compulsory. Nobody's going to penalise you if you don't do it, or if you only do some of it, but you don't have time to look at every assessment that you got. So just do what you can do, really. Right, so practically, flagging is done via a Google Sheet. Once all the proposal assessments are done, IOG will email every proposer with something that looks like this. I'm just going to screen share a sec, hold on. Okay, so this is the Fund 8 version, but the Fund 9 version will probably look similar. You can see that there's a deadline for when you have to submit your flags. And then if you scroll down a bit, you'll see a link to a spreadsheet. And there it is. This is, again, is the Fund 8 version, which I'm using to demonstrate. The first thing you have to do is to make a copy of this, because you don't want to be working in the original in case you make a mistake. So File and make a copy. Now, on my slow internet connection, that's going to take a while. So I've got a version here that I already copied. The first tab on the spreadsheet is just the instructions. So you could actually just follow those, but we thought that people might quite like to see it on a video as well. So that's what we've done. And the second tab is literally all the assessments by all the PAs on all the proposals. So it is quite a big file and it can be quite clunky to work with. So it's a good idea to just filter so that you're only looking at the assessments on the proposal that you're actually working on. So the way you do that, up here, this little drop down, you can see filter views, and you can go create a new filter view. And then if you go to idea title, and this little drop down here, at the moment, literally all the proposal titles are ticked, and that's exactly what we don't want. So we clear all the ticks and then put in the title of your proposal. That's the one I'm going for. Funded Proposers Subcircle. That was our Fund 8 proposal, which actually funded making videos like this, actually. So yeah, I've selected it, I've ticked OK, and now I'm only looking at the assessments on that proposal, which just makes it a lot easier. And I might just kind of space them out a little bit so I can see them a bit better, but you know, whatever you want to do. So these are all the assessments that this proposal got in Fund 8, and you can see that there's a rationale for impact and a score, and for feasibility and a score, and for auditability and a score. So first thing I've got to do really is to read the assessments. So I'm going to do that back in a bit. Okay, I've read them all, so now I'm ready to actually do my flagging. The Funded Proposers Subcircle have produced a text-based guide to doing that. The link's in the description of this video, and it outlines some of the reasons that you can flag. It's not definitive and it's not official, but it might help you. Okay, so let's say I've decided that this one doesn't match up to what it should be, and I'm going to flag it. It's probably a good idea to use your arrow keys to navigate across so that you don't end up in the wrong row. And at the end, you'll see a column called filtered out, and it's usually a different color just to highlight it. So if you want to filter, you need to put an X in that column on the row that corresponds to the assessment that you want to flag. And then the next column to it is called Filtered Out Rationale. And that's where you need to type your reasons for wanting to filter it out. You can't just put an X, you've got to give a rationale. So whatever it might be, you can type it in another program and cut and paste it, or you can type it directly in. Let's say also, I've noticed something wrong with this one here. I can also put an X in that column, and I can write what I'm flagging it for. When you're writing your rationale, try to keep it quite brief. And also, even if the thing you're flagging is really outrageous, just keep your head, keep your temper, and be civil, I guess. Okay, so once you're finished and you have flagged all the ones that you want to flag on this proposal, you need to make it ready to be sent to IOG. So the first thing you need to do is change the title of the spreadsheet so that it reflects the title of the actual proposal. Now you can just leave it at that. Oh, it would help if I could spell. Okay. You can just leave it at just the title, or you can also add something like that, which I usually do, so that when I see it in my Google Docs, I know what it is. And then you need to make it shared and viewable by anybody. So you go to share and you change it from restricted to anyone with the link can view. And then you copy that link because you'll need it in a minute. Okay. Okay, so once you're done making all your flags on that proposal, if you go back to this email that you got from IOG and scroll right down, you will see how to submit, and there's a link to a Google form. Obviously, this one is old, so it's the Fund 8 one. It's not accepting any further responses, but the Fund 9 one will be very similar. You'll just have to fill in the basic details like your name, your email address, the title of your proposal, and then there'll be a field where you can add the link to the spreadsheet for that proposal that you prepared with your flags. So you post that in, you submit the form, and that's kind of it, you're done. If you have more than one proposal, you now need to do it all over again for that proposal too. So you need to make a new copy of the spreadsheet, add your flags, add your rationale, rename it to include the name of that proposal, change the permissions, and submit the Google form again with the correct link to your new spreadsheet. And that's it, you're done. Funded Proposers Subcircle wants to wish you all the luck in the world with your proposal. And remember, if you do get stuck and you need some help on how to do this flagging business, we'll be offering some one-to-one sessions which you can book on Monday the 18th and Tuesday the 19th of July. So look out for a link to that in the Funded Proposers Telegram group. Thanks very much for listening, and goodbye.